What is up, you guys? Sage here. I got my first testimonial today, and that was pretty cool. So I wanted to share that with you guys, and also just wanted to give a life update. And the funny thing is, when I thought of this, when I had this idea, literally just now, I'm sitting in this chair. I knew I was gonna give the testimonial story and then how that comes about, but and then it just came to me as I was about to record. I should give a life update, and the funniest thing happened, which is I didn't choke up, but I almost started to get emotional just thinking about like what life is at the moment in terms of I think I'm happier now than I've ever been. And I'm not even making money from this game at the moment. But just the impact that I'm able to have, not just in the business space and within people's personal lives through that, but also online presence, the messages of appreciation, and the people whose lives have changed, and being able to just change the way people think and the way that people go about their lives. Fucking hell. Yeah, being able to impact people and change the way that people go about their lives, and to be so early in this journey, such an infant in this journey, and just being able to provide value to so many people. Um, at the same time, if you know me, I love my training, and then I love taking care of my body. I love looking good, stuff like that. So having the little, just a young humble dumbbell. It's two dumbbells, but you can also put them together, fuse them with the bar, and it becomes like a barbell. It's like this nice little, like only 30 kgs of weight, but for me, like my days now are just I don't know, bro. Because it's not only that, it's also that I'm able to do all of this while still being at home and still being able to spend time with my siblings, spend time with my parents, stuff like that. And it's just been a blessing, man. Because any other time when I was sort of pursuing something, it did kind of not drive a wedge between myself and people in my life, but they were just the sacrifices that I had to make in order to make it in those games, right? You have to take, it's Stogie T has this line. He goes, "The fans trying to figure how I get so far, while the fam's trying to figure why I left so long." And that speaks to the correlation sometimes between the work you have to put in and the sacrifices in terms of relationship that you have to make. And to be doing all this and having some sort of an impact on people's lives, and then being affecting people positively, while at the same time being in a phase where I actually have, like, I think the best relationship that I've had, and it's constantly building. It also comes with age as well, I believe. But having the best relationship with, like, my parents, for example, while pursuing this, while making everything, it's just a dream, bro. And for all this to be happening, and I'm not even eating from this game, so it's not even that, yo, bro, I'm making so much money, I'm happy, you know and I love that, because I now have defining moments through which I can say, okay, right there is when I figured out the things that I really love to do. It was always a struggle previously when it came to trying to pursue the dream, right? Which is at first we're doing a personal training thing, and that was always an enabler. It enabled me to play rugby, which would eventually enable me to start a business. Was the hope and the dream. And in the pursuit of that, you have to pursue it so relentlessly. And I thank God, and I thank my younger self for pursuing it that hard, because I now I live my life now with a certain peace, knowing that I gave it my all, and knowing that I genuinely did give, and that can never be in question. So knowing that I gave everything and was willing to sacrifice everything in order to win, not just for myself, but to win for I was willing to sacrifice my relationship with my family so that I could win for them. And I know that their intention is just, for example, they just want the best for me. But it's understanding that, listen, bro, as a man, sometimes you just have to put your head down and you just have to do what you have to do. And I did what I had to do. Did it net exactly what I thought it was going to? No. But at the same time, I don't regret it, because it got us here, right? And then that experience, that lived experience, has gotten us to this point. So yeah, life right now. I can't believe I just edit that out, by the way. I can't believe I didn't cry, man. I didn't cry on camera. I just, Jesus wept. Like, you know? So, yeah. But yeah, man, it's just thinking of not only the impact that I'm able to have within the consulting, like I said, but also just through the content, stuff like that, pushing things out. Um, and really genuinely at this very, very early stage of what I'm trying to pursue, being able to impact so many people's lives while at the same time maintaining a good family relationship. Um, I just, to be honest, I didn't think that would be possible. There was a point in time where I really had sort of not decided, but kind of understood in a way that, okay, it's either going to be the dream or nothing, right? That's what it has to be. And to live and find out that it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, that there's a better way to live. And in doing this, I'm actually, like I said, much happier than I ever was, mind-numbingly focusing on that thing. Even though I am mind-numbingly focused now, and I'm putting out as much volume as I am, and I'm working as hard as I am, I just love that I'm in a space where I'm able to express my personality, to be creative, to be an academic, like reading every day, to still be able to train and do all of that. But I think one of the parting things that I wanna leave you guys with today is not work life balance. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in work life balance. I believe that you need to find the one thing. The question becomes, what is the one thing that I could do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? And that there was my pursuit of the one thing. I knew that, okay, I just need to train. I just need to train. I need to get as big and as strong as I can. And that is going to open the doors that are going to allow me to do what I need to do. That's going to allow me to figure things out. But that's the one thing. If I do that and I push that to the max, then after that, I'll know. And I did that. And after that, I knew. What I knew isn't what I thought I would know, but I definitely knew after that. But oh, okay. So I have given this thing everything, and it wants more. And then the question becomes, okay, cool, but where am I going now? How does my life look? Am I happy with that? Is my day to day something that I'm happy with? That's very important to me. To me, it's realizing, it's trying to think of the days when you were happiest, trying to think of the days when you were feeling the most fulfilled, and try and live as many of those days in a row as you possibly can. So for me, if I'm creating, I can express, I can do some creative writing. I can, there's a lot that I'm doing. I'm speaking. I'm able to again influence, contact people, like just touch people's lives. I'm able to just provide value. I'm able to train. I'm able to be here for my parents and just do anything and everything that I need to do because I'm that type of guy. I'm the type of guy who just like I do want to be like doing stuff around the house and doing the yard work and doing that. Like it doesn't feel good to not do those things, but at the same time I won't sacrifice what I have to do in order to achieve my dreams, in order to do what you want me to do. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's just good to be in a place where those things are not at odds anymore, and this is coming from someone who's lived a very chaotic life, but chaotic by design, divine design, not my own, because it is that chaos that crafts the character and gives you that ability to perceive nuance and to understand the nuances in things and to understand that very often great men are not good men, and it is not by choice. It is simply that they, at every chance they get, they choose greatness over goodness. So there were times when the good thing to do would have been to stay home and do this thing, right? Because my parents wanted me to. And I chose to go train. I chose to go meet up with whatever. I chose to go because I chose greatness. I chose the path that I believed would lead me to greatness at that time. And it will, but not in the way that I thought it would, more as a lesson, more as a loss that I needed to take in order to correct my path and to understand the value in having a path. Um, with that, I want to end off with uh, a little thing that I'd written. It's not an essay this time. Don't get your panties in a bunch. It's not that long. it's I'm a guy with a questionable past who's intentional about not having a questionable present so that I don't have a questionable future. The question is, does doing this move me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, then I don't do it. Simple, but not easy. It's the price to pay to build a dream. That's where I'm at right now, where I realize that bro, there are times in my life where I was someone very different many moons ago, and I had a lot of anger, which fueled me, a lot of hate, a lot of proving doubters wrong and doing this and that. And listen, bro, at the time that's what I had and that's what I used. And so I won't look back at using that and say, yo, I probably should have used it. Nah, bro, use what you've got. And it's using that and coming off of that catapult that gave me. It is that momentum that I'm still gliding off of today. You know, if I never have that fuel, then I never hit that gym. If I never go to that gym, I never meet the people that I'm. So that's why I lead a life with no regrets. But at the end of the day, I understand that my past has been quite iffy at times, and I'm intentional and deliberate about not being iffy in my present and being and being intentional and deliberate, being focused, being like knowing exactly where you're going and who you're trying to be. And then you ask yourself that question. The way that you are intentional and deliberate and focused is you set a goal, and that goal is a north star. The details are neither here nor there. The main thing is I have this goal. I have this big thing that I'm trying to do, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have to do it. And once you have that goal, it becomes very easy to simplify your life, because very, very simple question, not easy to follow, but very simple question. Does doing this move me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, then I'm not going to do it. And it is in that way that I've completely I didn't drink that much either way, but that's purely because it wasn't practical for me. It wasn't functional because I was training and I'm trying to be like an athlete. So I was like yeah, I probably shouldn't drink that much. I can't drink, but not that much. And now I'm even more focused in understanding again this question. Okay, does taking the sip now? Okay, it's just a glass, and I'm just chilling, and it's literally not gonna affect me either way, right? But does doing this move me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, then I don't do it. And that's the way that I've quit a lot of the questionable things that I was doing. I mean, I'll say it. My not my love life. Let's not phrase it like that. My yeah, let's call it my love life because the other terms that are coming to mind now are not PG-13. Yeah, my choices were when it comes to that, and my habits when it came to that were not very conducive to uh being the person that I want to be. Let's just put it that way. And now, and that was very difficult for me to kick, if I'm being honest. Um, very very slowly, I began to trim down, to get the numbers down, and be left with one. And even then, it was like each on occasion, I just dip my foot in the lake. And then the question became, or even before I had the question, it was solving for that, right? It's like, okay, what happens? It's playing it out in my head. What happens? I wrote something earlier that said, nowadays I look at the most beautiful girl in the world, and I would just play it out in my head. About, okay, what's gonna happen if I DM this girl right now? What's gonna happen? It's like, okay, no, I'm DMing her, so that's multiple hours of the day that I'm probably going to spend trying to nurture this relationship. Maybe eventually we do get in close quarters with one another. One thing leads to another, whatever. Then even that afternoon, I'm going to have to spend, like the time, the resources, the energy that I'm spending with this person. And who is this person? What are they into? Are they into what I'm into? If they're not, then they're probably not gonna help me move closer to my goal. Um, so this whole interaction will have been a waste of my time and my resources, and so I keep I keep it pushing. When now, whether this is on the internet or I'm seeing someone in person, I just run it through my head. Okay, who's this person? What are they like? Do they have the same interests as me? Probably not. So are they going to be understanding? Are they going to be urging me towards my goal, or are they going to be pulling me away? So yeah, they're probably going to be pulling me away. They're probably going to be like neutral, which means it's just a waste of my energy, resources, everything still. Because even if you're not a negative, if you're neutral and you're not a positive, then and I'm still spending energy on you, same goes for friends, same goes for family members, bro. I don't care. Anything in my life that is not moving me closer to my goal, I don't want in my life. Now, that doesn't mean you don't laugh. It doesn't mean you don't watch. I literally just finished watching The Wolf of Wall Street, right? That doesn't mean you don't enjoy life. I have a friend coming over this weekend. Shout out to my boy. You know who you are. And this is, again, these are very intentional friends that I have now who have the same dreams as me and want the same things. So when we hang out, we know that we're going to be hanging out talking about building things, doing things, creating things. We're not going to hang around talking about the past. And that's a very big indicator, by the way, of whether someone should stay in your life or not. If they're in your life and always talking about the past, then they're probably not someone who plans on having a great future. If all they talk about is, oh, remember when we used to, and we did that thing with the, you know? What about the conversation of now? What are we doing now? Where are we going? You know? What's what's the dream? What's the vision? So yeah, becoming very intentional and deliberate. Words of the year 2000 and nearing the end of this 2024 and going into 2025. Uh, Minimize, trim down, cut the fat, just be laser focused. Minimize, focus. We can define focus as the quantity and quality of the things you say no to. And so the better you get, the shinier the other objects are going to be. The shinier and brighter the distractions are going to be. And they will disguise themselves as opportunities. But you will learn to cut off opportunities when you ask yourself the question, when I do this, is this going to move me closer to my goal, which is this? For example, I'm doing consulting. A real estate opportunity comes up, right? I'm doing consulting, business is doing good, money is autonomous. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to, okay, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Money is autonomous, everything's nice, everything's pure. real estate opportunity comes up. Great real estate opportunity. The upside is incredible. Like I could literally put in 1 million, have five in a year. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I can 5x a million by going into that vehicle. The question that you ask yourself, does doing this move me closer to my goal? The answer is no. Yeah, I know you're gonna look at the numbers and be like, yo, but you'll have more money, and then you'll take the money and put it back into a Buddha. As soon as you start veering off, you are collapsing it. You collapse something. Uyayawisa anyway. Because it's not I will do that and then because I learned that lesson the hard way. I learned that lesson the hard way. I really damn near became a professional rugby player just to have a business. I genuinely, on everything I love, almost became a professional rugby player. I was going to mind-numbingly dedicate myself to pushing myself physically beyond anything that anyone has ever seen in order to become a professional rugby player, just so I can use that leverage to start a business. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's this. So you need to confront the problems directly. Prioritize solving problems over pursuing opportunities. So focus is the quantity and quality of the things you say no to. And the better you get, the more beautiful the women in the red dress is going to get. The woman in the red dress, Neo reference, Matrix reference. Neo, Morpheus is there. Morpheus is telling Neo about the Matrix. Neo's paying attention, paying attention. Most beautiful woman you've ever seen in a red dress comes walking by. Morpheus speaks. Neo goes, huh? Morpheus asks, were you paying attention? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? Look again. Neo turns around. It's Agent Smith. Gun to his face, bruh. So the lesson in that is pay attention to Morpheus. Morpheus is trying to teach you something. The opportunities, no matter how shiny they are, if they are outside of what you're trying to do, and that's why it's very important to have that thing that you're trying to do. It's very important to have that goal. And again, my sort of solution to finding it, applying yourself, finding yourself purpose. Because when you apply yourself, it is in that effort that you will find yourself. It isn't pushing myself that hard to the point where my body just gave out on me that I found myself. I was like, wow, I'm actually willing to dig deep and do anything to get stuff done. So it is in applying myself that I actually found myself. And when I found myself, I sort of understood that Sage, you have this ethic and it's lovely, it's a good thing. But brother, maybe it's time to let go of some things. Maybe harboring some emotions and some level of wanting to prove certain people wrong and prove yourself right. Maybe you have to let go of that and actually objectively look at the chessboard and ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now the best move possible for myself? And I said to myself, no. And that's a slice of humble pie that you have to eat there. But it is in eating that slice that you can begin to reassess, see what you've got, use what you've got, and move forward from there. So focus, apply yourself, find yourself. You'll find a purpose, and it is up to you to make it your purpose by applying yourself once more. And it's realizing that the work works on you more than you work on it. But let's wrap up. So focus is anything that is outside of this. So an example is, hey, I'm doing consulting. Sage Consulting, consultant. Do you know it's actually, I did a poll. It was split three ways between Sage Consulting, Sage Consultants, and Sage Consultation. Split three ways equally. It was crazy, bro. Yeah, I guess I'll let you know when the stats are in. But either way, it's kind of like when you flip a coin, then you really know which one you wanted. When it's split three ways, then you're like, yeah, but I like that one. I wish that one wins. Then you'll know that, oh, okay, I actually like that one. But yeah, man, when you Sage Consulting, boom, we're moving forward. We're building up. We know that we are trying to get to the place where we are in venture capital, and we are owning equity in businesses across Africa and trying to grow those businesses and provide people better lives across the continent, right? That's the big dream. And so when a real estate opportunity, if your dream is that big and it's in that direction, when a real estate opportunity comes up, you don't even ask yourself, Chief. You know, when you're trying to build a personal brand and an opportunity comes up to be sponsored by Nike and no, 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 it's like, no. How does being sponsored by Nike help me achieve my big dreams? You know, like let's say, because for me, consulting is one thing, and then the personal brand that I'm trying to build is another thing. And it's asking yourself, like, okay, does this help move me closer to my goals? I was like, well, it doesn't. Like, and you can, I know there's always an argument of, no, but technically, if you did that, then you'd have like a bigger brand in general and more. It's like, nah, bro, I want to build organically so that my people know me. So my point with this is the reason for that focus is so that you can realize your dream and not get lost in the source. And take it from me, I was lost. Um, I was lost. So yeah, don't be like I was. And then the last part of that, so it's focus, it's minimizing, and it's being intentional and deliberate, is that um, every chance you get, every day, you make sure that you are doing things that are moving you closer to that goal. And again, it's not, we don't laugh, we don't smile, we don't watch certain things, but you do get to a certain point where certain things just aren't interesting to you. You know, certain stuff's just not funny anymore. And like, you do get to that point. I'm not saying don't enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. You know, do your thing, but then realize what you're solving for. You know, realize that what you're doing currently is not moving you closer to your goals, and it may be moving you further from. So that's the value of being intentional and deliberate, is to know what you're doing and know why you're doing it. And I believe that it is with the combination of those three things, combined with consistency or multiplied by. So it's focus, being intentional, deliberate, and minimizing, multiplied by consistency to the power of time, which is sometimes you may be doing all the right things, you just haven't been doing them for long enough. So if you do those things, you do them consistently, you do them over time, I believe you'll realize your dream. Sage. And you too, who's watching. It's because I watch my own stuff, right? I get high off my own supply. I can't lie to you. But yeah, no. I wonder what the last video we put out was. Last video was on Friday. It was. It's the fact that I'm not gonna cut this part. I'm gonna just be here chilling with you guys, thinking about what my last video was. Ay caramba, Sage. Yeah, I know it's dope though. It's a really fire video, bro. I'll put it over here. Check it out. It's actually really fire. I remember it being really fire. Oh, I actually wrote it down as well. Yo, it was a fire video, bro. Yeah, yeah. Go check that video out. And then if you want to support the channel, please do click that subscribe button. I have been Sage, signing out.